Oh man, here we are. We are here with Val Woodburn. Ramsey can't send you the link real quick while we just got on. You can share it on your stream
For sure.
On your page, tagging in it too, guys. We are here in studio. You have seen me and Ramsey a couple of times now coming in here to do a podcast, but this is the first official guest, and it's one I'm really excited to announce and to have here on the show. He is an OG of OGs. His name is Val Woodburn, the Animal. He said people don't call him the Animal anymore. I said, who's what you saying about me, bro? I'm people. How you doing, Val?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm great, bro. We just had a really good Easter celebration with the family, ate a lot of really good food, and happy to be sitting down here with you for our very first podcast episode.
I appreciate that, man. Same here. I had a lot of food to eat today too. A lot of steaks.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
We kept it light. We did well, the macaroni was pretty heavy, but we did chicken and macaroni, broccoli. All the good things.
What is it, Mitch? You just switching up on me, man. Just instant. Everything you don't burn no more. You just
I'm trying to live a healthier life, man. A little less red meat, a little less smoke.
Oh man.
We did do a bonfire though, and got smelling like bonfire right before we left. So
all right.
It's always good.
Okay.
So man, Val, you've been fighting for Combat Night for a very long time. For those that don't know, do you know how many fights you have under the banner?
My whole career, pretty much.
Yeah.
Except for I started at that one promotion, but everything is
we can say he started at Breakthrough MMA. Great show. Jason Arnett runs that up there in Daytona. He doesn't run it anymore. But and then you fought once as well for Rise of a Warrior, correct?
Yeah, I did fight for Rise of a Warrior.
2 for the UFC.
2 for the UFC.
And 15 for Combat Night. 15.
So you got that number.
Yeah, man. You got 8 pro fights under your belt with us. And you got 7 amateurs. You won a couple of titles as an amateur. Kickboxing as well.
Yeah.
You were very, very active. There's probably a couple of fights missing off your record because I know that back in the day they didn't really log the kickboxing like they do now.
Yeah.
What's it mean, man, coming up with a, kind of a hometown promotion? How do you feel like Combat Night helped you prepare? You're one of the few guys on the roster that have tasted a bit of the UFC and got that experience. You're the only guy that has ever been a part of a UFC press conference, I think, in Orlando. I don't know that there's been anybody else that's had the honor of being a part of a press conference.
I still hold that record. But yeah, man, it's been an honor to fight for Combat Night. You guys always have my best interests, coming up. Guys always make sure I got the best fights competition wise, and it always prepared me for the best. So it's an honor fighting for Combat Night.
Yeah, man. A lot of people might not realize it, but if you go and look at Val's record, he has the craziest events against opponents. Like, he's fighting guys with 50 fights, guys that were like 30 and 14. He fought a guy on. I want to know about this. Let's talk. So let me ask you.
All the cities too.
Me and Ramsey were talking about that earlier. He's fought in every city. Now we've added St. Pete, so now you got to touch St. Pete, which is in June.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Deadass? So it's going to be the Rise of Warrior Combat Night show?
No, St. Petersburg. Rise of Warrior Combat Night is Fort Pierce.
Fort Pierce. Okay. So we're coming to St. Pete in June.
Yeah, Val said he wants to fight in June. He wants to stay busy. What's the goal? Now? We're back out of the UFC. Are we wanting to get back there?
Not specifically just the UFC, but any big opportunity present itself. I'm working back towards getting another opportunity like that. But not if the UFC shows up and say, hey, I want to re-sign you for a good price, absolutely. But if any other opportunities present itself, I'm gonna take it.
Nice. Yeah, you're a prize fighter. I wish, it's great to say you touched the UFC. You were a part of it. You can say you're a UFC vet now. It's attached forever. But a lot of the guys really chase the acronym, right? The UFC. But in reality, we're prize fighters, and we want to fight for the highest dollar.
Yes. I've been inside of it. I understand it. No, look at it right now. I don't feel like making a title run is going to be, I don't want to say too hard, but it's too much right now. I want to make money.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah.
I
So
feel you. You fought at 185 at the last combat night. Are you wanting to stay at 185? Are you gonna go back down to 170?
that's still up for grabs. I'm gonna see how my body feels. I'm still I feel like I'm still at an age where I can still make the cut, but at the same time I want to win. So I want to just keep fighting at 185, and we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Man, so while we're talking about fighting, what's your you got a lot of fights under your belt, like I said, just 15 alone with Combat Night. What's your favorite fight memory?
My favorite fight memory. Oh man, pro in the pros
It
or
can
in the
be anything,
Emmys?
man. Pro, Ami, what's your favorite fight memory? What's a moment that sticks out to you in your career that you might tell your grandkids about one day?
When I won that Rise of a Warrior 205 belt. When I had to go to it was Fort Pierce, and I had no coaches. Well, you actually showed up that night. You actually showed up that night. Just me and my coaches fell out, so it was just kind of weird. And that's I felt I went in there and did my thing. So that was that's one of the best nights of my career. I would say,
Yo, I gotta give some more details about that really quick because guys, not only so Val's being very modest. Him and his coach did have a falling out. He was fighting the hometown hero, Steve Townsend, who is now in bare knuckle doing very well. He's a big boy. Steve Townsend is he's a unit and he's big. And it was 205. So Val has fought at heavyweight, 205, 185, and welterweight. Not many guys are fighting at 4 weight classes. He also won belts at 185 and 205 with us. But Steve Townsend not on short notice, but your coach and you had a falling out on fight week.
Yeah.
So guys, anyone out there that knows the bond that you have with the coach and, that to lose that on fight week is kind of a big deal. And I remember you were fighting for Dan Donaldson at Rise of a Warrior. Mm-hmm. We had just started kind of helping him with the shows, being a part of them, but not really like doing much, just kind of hanging out, having a good time. And you're like, man, what am I gonna do? I don't have a coach. I need someone to wrap my hands. I need someone to warm me up. It's like, but at no point did you say I'm not gonna fight or I might not. You were just like, I just need to get people to help me.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, of course, I got you. Like, you're not fighting for Combat Night. I can do that. Yeah. I can corner somebody in other promotions.
For sure.
And I corners you. It was really funny. I never told you this. So I'm warming you up in the back and I'm holding mitts. And you hit the mitts. I'm like, my God, Val hits so soft. Dead ass. I was like, yo, he's not hitting these mitts hard at all. I was like, I've seen this guy hit people, and I know he hits hard.
I was nervous as shit. I was nervous, bro.
I was just like, yo,
I was scared.
I remember thinking like, oh man, this is gonna be bad. And this is like early on in your career. Yeah. Still, there's probably like 6 or 7.
Not even. That's like 4 MMA fights in, bro. I was on a 2-fight losing streak. I just lost to Clay Jackson and Zach Shelby.
Yeah, and you fought in Georgia. So you guys, when he says he's fought in every city, he went up to Georgia. Everyone knows
Georgia.
Everyone knows who Apple Pie is. Clay Jackson. He came up. He helped set up the cage.
Yeah,
and then he fought the heavyweight Clay Apple Pie Jackson, who is a real heavyweight. That boy is big.
That fight on short notice.
Took it on short notice. It was a great back and forth war between you and Apple Pie.
Yeah.
But it's so funny to think because Apple Pie is this like he's a towering figure. He's big.
That one was big.
But if you got, he did. He dropped him during the fight. Apple Pie said you hit hard. But if you haven't seen that fight, go to our YouTube page, check it out. It's an amazing fight. Apple Pie and the Animal. But yeah, so I just wanted to give you that little bit of extra rub on the Rise of a Warrior situation because you're doing stuff. You did stuff throughout your whole career, amateur and pro, that a lot of guys aren't gonna do. Sorry, you were gonna say something else. I'll let you take on what you were gonna go.
Oh, with it? I don't remember.
Any other crazy? I'll say another thing that stood up for me when you fought the guy that came in at 215 on 24 hours notice. Val lost his opponent. We found a Brazilian in Brazil.
Shoot. He
flew out like Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Val took the fight on Wednesday. Shows up, said he was going to weigh 205. So Val put on like to 197, 198. And this guy showed up at like 215, 217. Val still took the fight. The guy was 15 and 7, 15 and 6.
He was 16 and like 6. He was
Yeah.
16 and 6.
And yeah, again, on like 2 or 3 days notice. So that's what I say, like, especially for a guy where you were at that point in your career, I think you were 4-0 as a pro.
5-0.
So you're right there ready to go to, get a call to the Contender Show, UFC, and taking that fight is that's a hard fight on short notice, but killed it.
Sure it did.
What about, so any other fighting stories that stand out to you?
Taking that Bo Nickel fight was crazy. That was.
I agree. I've said this. I've never said this to you, but I've said this in private. In the UFC, you had 2 incredibly hard fights. Both of the guys are undefeated.
Yeah.
Their combined record is like 10-0, 9-0 now.
In the UFC, yeah.
Yeah.
Bo Nickel's 5-0, Oban Elliott. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And Oban Elliott has been really having his way with a lot of people, but not with you. You and him had a little war.
Yeah.
He did not want nothing of your stand up.
Nah, he didn't want it. Till this day, he didn't want it.
Yeah.
So we always have that respect, but I know he didn't want it.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Yeah, I mean that's the game, you got to go where you think you can win the fight.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame him for that neither.
Yeah.
It's part of being experienced and digging deep and find a way to get that win.
Yeah. What did the UFC teach you in that time you were there?
That resilience. Just no matter what, no matter how hard things get, even that fight, I told myself I would never, ever, ever, ever let somebody ragdoll me like that in a fight again. And I stand on that because it just knowing that I just know there's like that day I just didn't have that fight in me. I don't know where to go. It just like, and I told myself I was never let myself get to that point again to where I just don't have it to fight back. I don't know what happened, but I just won't let myself get to that point again. Like, they just teach me that, like, that resilience, no matter what, no matter how deep, no matter how crazy the trenches get, you cannot give up. You have to fight until the last breath. So I really dug deep into that, because, losing in front of over 20,000 people, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, walking out and, everybody to just cheering everybody's USA. I'm like, man, no, man. So it was cool. Get knocked out in front of Donald Trump.
I guess there's worse people to get knocked out in front of, right? You could have been knocked out in a barn in Georgia.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, so it was crazy, but yeah, you just teach me that resilience. So, unless moving forward, it's always gonna be that fight. I'm never gonna get ragdolled in a fight again. Just put it like that. It's never gonna be like that again. I'm gonna fight.
I mean, also you're facing the number 1 prospect in the world on I think it was a week's notice.
Yeah.
I remember tell the story how you found out about the fight.
Not even a week's notice. So we're sitting. So I just came home. I was living at Coach Mike's house at the time. Just came out, so I just do what we do. Hey man, you come home. All right. You want to go grab a beer? All right, let's go grab a beer. So we just sit down, getting some food. I'm like 2 Coronas in. I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling it. Oh man, thank goodness, man. I had a long day. Order some food, and then I see Lance call. So always, whenever my people call, like, I'm answering. Like, so he calls, like, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm eating and drinking a Corona. He's like, stop what you're doing right now. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, hey, I got some crazy opportunity for you right now, bro. He's like, it's up to you. You can take it. I'm not forcing you, but like, it's a great opportunity. He's like, all right, okay, so we got a short notice fight. I said, who is it? He goes, Bo Nickel.
Like you heard in his voice.
I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, all right. I didn't say anything at first. So I'm like, because my mind, I'm like, honestly, I swear, I know he had came to Fusion, but I know like who he is. I see him. I heard the name. I see him, but I wasn't like when he said the name, I'm like, okay. So I didn't ever know he was that like crazy of a prospect. I didn't know like I know of him, but I didn't know he was that like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn. So he's like, all right, give you 20 minutes, call me back. So I said to Coach Mike, he goes, and he turns his back. I'm like, damn. So I called Julian. This is like, he's like, I mean, shit, you ain't got no choice now, right, motherfucker? You might as well take it. I'm like, all right, bet. That's what he said. Come back, turn around, call Lance. He's like, all right, run it. He's like, are you sure? He's like, bro, you don't have to do this, but it's a good opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You don't come one of the last one. He said, you don't have to do it. It's like, no pressure. You don't. I said, bro, do it. And he's like, bro, he's Division I, da-da-da. I'm like, bro, fuck it. I'm doing it. Fuck it. I'm doing it. And this was on a this was on a late Tuesday night. I leave, instantly stop drinking Corona, whatever, and I left. I left to Vegas late. I took a red eye to Vegas Wednesday night and got to Vegas on Thursday morning. Woke up in a press conference, bro. I'm like, bro, what is this? Literally, bro. Woke up with a bunch of microphones, all that stuff. Next thing you know, I'm going through an EKG. I'm getting blood work. I'm getting an eye exam. I'm getting makeup put on me. I'm cutting the weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm throwing up on my manager's Tesla. All that shit is going on, bro.
I remember. I remember.
That's serious, bro. Like, it was crazy. And the whole time, I knew what was going on, but I was just like on a different level. I knew what I did, but I just didn't know what I did at the time. I knew what I did. I just never like, you just like did something and it's like you just did something, but I'm like, all right. You actually sit down. I'm like, what did I just did? And that didn't hit me until I walk out. And then remember, don't get me wrong, no offense. I fought for Combat Night my whole pro career. Bro, being in that UFC cage and a Combat Night cage is two different things. Bro, it was so big, bro. I looked, it was like a mile over there. I'm like, what is this? And like it was different. I felt like I was in a video like race car game or something, bro. You would just the lights were so bright. Like, I'm not used to this. Like, it's so bright.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I think the winning percentage of guys to win their UFC debut is like 33%. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a very low percentage. It might be 43, but it's different for sure, man. The walkout, the lights, the crowd, the energy, and you fought in front of Donald Trump. Bro, that's a whole different type of energy.
That walkout was crazy because I didn't know what. Because I'm sitting there. Next thing you know, I'm walking out, and then I have a whole bunch of guy comes up to me. He's like, "Oh, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta walk, you gotta walk, you gotta walk." I'm like, "What? What is this? Like, what is going on?" Cause and everybody just rushing. I'm like, "Bro, I'm like anxiety is kicking in. Yeah, anxiety is kicking in because I never been so rushed before in a fight, and then I gotta go walk to the cage and I walk up, and then I remember when I walking in." Like, he probably won't remember this, but like I was walking in the cage and I look across his cage and I look at Aljamain Sterling. It's like he blinked his eyes like, "You got this." I'm like, fuck, thank God. I got a little bit of because it was just crazy. And like to walk in the cage, to rush, hearing Joe Rogan talk, because I was like right next to them, hearing Joe Rogan talk and hearing DC talk, like what I hear on TV. I'm like, bro, it was just. I knew what I was at. I know what was going on. I was present, but he was just, what the fuck? I was just mowing some yard. I was just cutting some yard. I was just, but it just happened so quick, and I lived that moment for months and months and months after that shit happened. Like I sit right now and I sit there and I'm like relax and I think about what I just tell you. It's just like me living that moment. And I remember everything that happened on that trip from the start to finish. And I was like, regardless of the outcome, like, I lived that shit.
Yeah, no, I got to be out there with you up until Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I flew out there and hung
Mhm.
out, helped you with the weight cut and
Yep.
kind of a little bit of everything.
He was definitely there.
The press conference.
Mhm.
I love being, I love being a part of the guys' journeys like you,
For
everyone that
sure.
fights for us. I love the little part of the journey that we get to play with them,
Mhm.
but I love getting to watch you guys start your new journey with, the UFC or PFL or whatever.
Mhm.
We've had a few guys be real successful, and it's always dope for me to be able to fly out to Vegas. I've watched Steven Koslow, I've watched Ramon Tavares,
My
Alton
dog.
Meeks, Austin Lane,
Mhm.
all these guys get to the next level. Trey Waters is there now. I haven't had a chance to
Yeah.
get out there, but like Preston Parsons and Lucas, it's a surreal moment for me,
Mhm.
especially for guys like you that I saw when you were fighting at heavyweight and just overhands, left and right overhands and just an animal. I mean,
Seeing the growth.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's crazy for me. It's so surreal for me to see you guys in that giant cage, in that giant arena, being,
Mhm.
thousands of screaming fans, or after the press conference, whenever you were getting mobbed by people, like
Mhm.
everyone loved Val.
Yeah.
And it was so dope for me. Like Val's taking it all in. He's a big smile, taking pictures with everybody. It was so bad. We
I
had
know
to
it's a
grab
privileged
Val
moment.
and be like, yo, Val, come on, let's go. Like, you
Yeah.
have to go.
Yeah. I
Because he
remember
needed,
that.
he needed to focus on his weight cut. But,
Bruh.
those moments are surreal. Like, again, I'll say it again, surreal for me. So I can't even imagine what it's like for you to get all that love and energy.
All I love it. At some point that love was getting overwhelming too, man. Because I stopped right here for 10 minutes and I moved 2 seconds over, and I'm leaving another 20 minutes. But at the same time, I was really taking it in though, because I'm like, man, without you people, man, this sport would be nothing. So, and I know to them, like, you know, just by me just stopping, giving my time in the day, they probably cherish that moment for the rest of their life, because they were like, hey, I took a picture of Val, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I always try to, like, it gets overwhelming sometimes, but I try to give those people like all the attention. Like, I don't want to have them feel left out, so I want to show them that love always. They know, hey man, I appreciate you, because you find hearing somebody change your name genuinely, man, that shit makes you go. Like it's, hey man, I want to disappoint him. I want to win this fight. So I thank my fans, and that's why I always stop to give him that time. But sometimes it does get overwhelming though. Like, man, I'm trying to get to the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're probably across the board our favorite fighter. Like, not just the crew loves you, as obviously we love you. We work with you a lot. You're professional. You're very easy to work with. We've had a lot of funny moments with you. But like even Ramsey's daughter, Raina, you were her favorite fighter you probably still are her favorite fighter. But she loves some animal, she loves Val Woodburn. And then, what city do you think gives you the most love? I have my own thoughts about it, but what city do you think? Because I've watched you, whether it's Jacksonville,
Tallahassee, and Orlando.
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee, Orlando.
Yeah.
I tell you, Tallahassee be lit.
But Tallahassee's crazy because you're not from Tallahassee,
Yeah.
but they love you up there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I spoke. Fighting in Tallahassee and going to Sharky's and hang out. I mean, I come across a lot of faces, so they're gonna spread the word. They're gonna spread the word. I like I said, I always try to spread good vibes. It's always good vibes. So yeah, man, Tallahassee's lit.
Yeah, I see you through the crowds, whether you're fighting or you're just there to hang out. And
I always get love in Tallahassee.
Yeah, Tallahassee and Orlando. Obviously, here you got a lot of
yeah.
friends and family.
Yeah,
but I watch people just flock to Val.
Mm-hmm.
I see you all night taking pictures and talking to people, and people will come up to me like, "Is that Val? Hey, that's Val, isn't it?" Yeah, man, go say hey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tallahassee's lit. I had some great memories in Tallahassee too. Yeah, I fought Todd in that gym, in that this arena.
The Moon.
The Moon. Yeah, the Moon.
If you know, that's the spot.
Hog. Who else I fought in Tallahassee? I made my debut in Tallahassee.
Yeah,
my pro debut
that was
in
against
Tallahassee. Yeah, no, Michael Joyner.
Oh, Michael Joyner. It was the ground and pound, nasty ground and pound. Yo,
yeah. So,
one of my guys fighting and promoting live events and fights, and you're dealing with 100 people. So many things can go wrong. doctors and ambulances and fighters themselves and the weight cuts. And there's so many things that can go wrong. So Boss Hogg shows up. I don't know if you even know this. But I was fighting a guy who was 4-0 or 4-1 in MMA and was like 2-0 in bare knuckle, 3-0 in bare knuckle. I think you went up to two. Did you go up to 205 or was that 185?
That was 185.
So the guy gets to the weigh-ins and he turns in his MRI and there's a spot on the MRI and they're like, oh, he can't fight. He's got a brain bleed. And we were like, what? I'm like, yeah, this got a brain bleed. And we're like, and he's like, well, he's 4-0. What do you mean? He's fighting bare knuckle. Like, what do you mean he can't fight? And the doctor's like, well, this could be an old injury, it could be a new injury. We don't know. We have to get further. We got to get a neurologist involved. And it's Friday at 5:00 in the afternoon. It's like, well, we've had those guys MRI for weeks in advance. The doctors get the stuff in advance to be able to review it, make sure the blood works there, all the things are there. You think they'd look at the MRI and say, hey, there's something here we need to get checked out.
Yeah.
I called in a favor. I went to school in Tallahassee. Thank God I know everybody up there. It's like my second home. It's probably more like my first home than it is my second home. I mean, I love Tallahassee so much. The people up there, we've turned that town into a fight community, and there's only but like one real MMA gym right now. And there might be, 2 or 3 that kind of dabble in it, but there's one real MMA gym. We do a pro show up there with 12 fights and 24 fighters from out of town. So I called up my buddy, Dr. Jim White, and I was like, hey man, do you know a neurologist? He's like, Evan works, his son, he's like, works at the hospital for a neurologist. Like, let me give you some contact information. We call, and neurologist is out of town on vacation or something. And he's like, send me the MRI. I'll if I can clear it, I'll clear it. He looks at the MRI and he's like, oh, that's like one that he was born at birth. He got that brain bleed and it's old. Like there's no issues here. So he cleared you Friday night on vacation. Not you, but Boss Hogg, so that you could fight.
Damn.
It was that close to not happening.
See, that's why that's why I'm been giving y'all a hard time, man. I would say, yo, man, let's just get this stuff done. Let's get this contract. I'm like, hey, man, I know I'm trying to get somewhere else. So I'm been trying to give you a hard time because y'all got to do with all that bullshit.
Yep.
So I'm like, yo, let's get this done. All right, let's come to an agreement, sign this contract, and let's get it over with. Yeah, because that's a lot.
You also fought. You've had some close calls. You also fought on the pandemic show.
Heck yeah, I did. Yep, I did. I watched you put your life on the line for that thing. Yeah, boy, it was shitting bricks. I remember that night was at Steve Coslow's house.
Yep.
Yeah, all of us at Steve Coslow's house. Just not know if we was gonna fight. Man, that was crazy. And what's funny? Like this event, I feel like it just kind of swept on the rug because when everybody talks about MMA after pandemic, it's all UFC in Jacksonville. What the fuck? No, it was Combat Night in Jacksonville. We did that shit first. You know what I'm saying? I was on that, but it's all good though. It's all good. We was like the only MMA event when everything shut down. Like we was in
the world, Craig.
No, we was at
Morocco.
What's that gym?
Morocco Shrine. 10th Planet originally. The weigh-ins.
Yeah. Yep. And we was gonna have it there at one point. And we're like, nah.
Well, the governor released a statement saying like everyone had to shut down their business pretty much. Like if you weren't an essential business, you had to shut down.
Yeah.
So the gym was like, no, we can't stay open because we'll lose everything.
Bars and everything. I remember when that was crazy. Whew. That's crazy. We still fought and got paid that night. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I remember riding back home from Jacksonville that night. It was one of the craziest I've ever seen the highway. I'm talking about nothing. It was like one of the few cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, overall, man, like I remember everybody who fought on that card.
A lot of them in the UFC.
Yeah. Trey Waters fought on that card. Ramon fought on that card. Obviously, I did. James Sin fought on that card. I think Dominique Reyes was there that night too.
Yeah, he cornered Nick Roerwick, who also fought in the UFC.
Yeah. Was it
Koslow fought that night.
Yeah, he fought Jensen, right?
Yeah.
Who did Ramon fought?
Ramon Butts.
Yeah.
Fought Trey.
Oh, he fought Trey Waters. So Ramon Tavares didn't fight that night.
Tavares did too. He fought Carlos. I think Espinoza. He fought a Muay Thai guy.
He hit with a body kick, right? Oh yeah.
That venue was so quiet, but you could hear that smack.
Yeah, pow. I remember it was all back there. Everybody was like, "You got to get back. You got to get back." That was crazy. I remember that night.
We're only allowed 50
Shelby
people in the
fought
building.
that night too.
Shelby did fight. She fought
she
El
won that belt.
Wagman. Yeah, she fought El Wagman, and El Wagman is like 6-1 as a pro now, stud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she won that belt.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of studs that night. Jamal from Fusion fought as well.
Jamal fought, yeah.
But it was a very it was an intimate night. It was very dope to have the setting we had. And again, that was the first no fans in the stands event. And it was like 2 or 3 weeks before the UFC came, maybe a month before the UFC came.
A month, bro. Because that was the day everything got shut down completely.
March 21st.
Yeah. And then UFC came around in June, bro.
Mm-hmm.
June or like July. Yeah, the first one. I think that's when Tony fought Gaethje.
Possibly. I'm not sure. I'm like the worst UFC fan ever. I can tell you, I just told you all about your fights. I didn't research them at all. I looked at the
I don't blame you. Shit, you're not UFC. You comment that.
Yeah. I am.
I mean, no point intended. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I very much, I don't have the space to think about, the 1,000 fighters on the UFC roster and 1,000 fighters on our roster.
600 fighters on the roster.
Yeah, 750.
Yeah.
Event
every
weekend.
Keep me on there. Real animal.
Yeah. I wish we'd have got one more shot. I feel like
Shelby, how you gonna do this to me, man? How you gonna 170, one fight. My first time to do 170. How you gonna do this to me, man? You could just give me one more shot, bro. Man, bro, me and Jason begged you, please, bro.
We're gonna get back there.
I got you though. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all love though.
We're gonna get back there. We're gonna get back there with some violence.
Yeah.
Some violence.
Smarter too.
Yeah.
It's all good though.
That is one thing I noticed about this fight this last fight with us. Right out the gate, you took a very dangerous opponent. And Pati is he's fought Contender, I believe, twice.
Mm-hmm.
He was on like a 2 or 3 fight win streak whenever y'all fought.
Mm-hmm.
At 85 as well, out of Jackson Winklejohn.
Mm-hmm.
And man, you were very calm and composed. You were calculated, smart moves. You showed everyone you can wrestle, that you can take down big guys and you can hold them there and you can punch them and beat them up. Yeah, I saw a lot more composed. Before you've kind of been the animal.
Yeah. I mean, the animal is there, but at this level, you gotta know when you gotta be more precise with the animal at this level. These guys are smarter, man. These guys are smarter. And what I noticed with these guys, you know what I'm saying, they also got a family fighting for it, so they ain't gonna give up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this fight, honestly, like I said, like I wasn't underestimating him, but like I didn't know he was that deep into Muay Thai. I thought it was like an MMA, like a straight up, but like this guy is like a straight up Muay Thai guy, and he was southpaw too. You know, so it was, you know, we had a good exchange, but you know, I had to do what I had to do. I had to do what I had to do because he was a dangerous guy.
No, for sure. You had a lot going on in this camp as well. You shared the news on social media. You got a little one on the way.
Yeah, I got a little baby boy on the way.
Of course, you got a baby boy, man.
Yeah,
you're the animal. Come on, bro. You know we
Yeah.
only shooting boys out here. Tell them.
Of course.
How did that?
Strong.
How did that have any weight in camp? Did that change anything for you? I know you're also running a business. A lot of fighters. I always try to tell these guys they need to have a not even a backup plan, but you just need to have more than one stick in the fire. You know, it's not a backup plan. It's a, hey man, fighting don't really pay that well.
Man.
So you got a landscaping business, and you also found out you have a baby on the way. The landscaping business, I've been talking to you a lot. It's been growing over the last few months.
Yes.
So how's it been trying to juggle the landscape?
My advice giver, y'all. When it gets bumpy, I'm like, yo, Mitch, what I do? All right, bet. But anyways, yeah.
And I offer that advice to everybody, guys. I mean, honestly, like I don't know it all by any means. I've been through a lot though. I've been through a lot. I've dealt with a lot. I've lost a lot. I've won a lot. And I got some pretty good insight on most things in life. But how did that change you for camp? The baby, the business, did it feel different?
Yes. I can honestly say this time around this camp, I just feel like, I want to say like a weight on the shoulders, but I just feel that this camp, I just feel like I just had to be more responsible. take things more serious. Meaning training wise, running the business, but like I said, it was kind of a weird situation because this is the first camp that I had so much work to do, and I still had to make training work, and I still had to like, spend time with my pregnant girlfriend and make stuff happen. So mentally, I did it. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, I did it because I just know no matter what, I just couldn't break. No, I just told myself no matter how hard stuff got, no matter how hard the situation got, no matter how, you know, tough the circumstance got, I just got to be more patient and just, don't break and just keep going. And that's what got me through it. You know what I'm saying? I just told myself I wasn't going to break no matter how hard to get, even through like cutting the weight cut, your pregnant girlfriend running around the house hormonal and you cutting the weight too. But you know what I'm saying? It was crazy, but
I can imagine.
We got through it.
I've seen you cut weight. I know how. Listen, this guy used to show up to weigh-ins fighting for heavyweight now. I'm not joking. Showing up to fight heavyweight and be like, man, when are weigh-ins going to start, man? When are they going to start, man? I'm like, you're a heavyweight.
Bro, I was trying to make sure. I was trying to see what time so I don't have to eat in front of these people.
Angry though, like angry that he can't eat his food in front of people that are cutting weight.
Oh my god!
And then there was a time in Tallahassee when you had to cut a couple extra in the sauna, and you were getting mad, bro. You were like, "Oh, you were just pissed."
Yeah.
White Rice cheered you up a little bit. I remember.
Yeah, that's my dog too. That's a good guy, man. He cheered me up. But yeah, who was it? Oh no, it was when I was fighting Louis Mello. It wasn't even him. It was a title fight, so I had to be 185. I was 186. I just went back there and did that. But I was pissed off because I drove all the way here. You know what I'm saying? I thought I thought I was gonna be on the way. I'm like, I thought I was just float that little extra pound off. No, it was still there. I jump on the scale. I'm like, man, yeah, I just sit in a little sauna. I try to talk for a little bit, but I'm like, look, man, this ain't working. I'm getting pissed off. I can't control it.
Yeah.
But now, yeah, some good times. It's funny now, but man, a real fighter will tell you, man, when you're hungry, man, it's like an emotion. You almost like, I can see you can control it, but sometimes you're just uncontrollable, man. You just got to just like, man, leave me the F alone.
Yeah.
But I had to like check that, like, damn, bro, she pregnant. She's not herself right now. So I had to like, damn. It's like, but it was it was a rough one. It was a rough one.
I can imagine just dealing with having a woman, anyone really bothering you during your weight cut, not bothering you, but like trying to be on top of you about things, and they're moody too. I couldn't imagine, because I know being in a weight cut is very high stress and emotional. I one time
talking to you with an attitude.
Yeah, it's like, oh really? Right now? It's the worst, man. Cutting weight is the worst.
It's the worst. But yeah, man, overall, man, I'm happy. I mean, obviously having a kid wasn't something I was planning on, but it started, on the way. So I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm having having a boy. I'm happy I'm gonna be a dad.
Do you have a name ready to go yet? You shared a name yet, or you got any names you're thinking about?
We're still deciding. I was really picky with names. We went through like 100 names already. Okay. I still can't find one that sticks.
I think Mitchell is a real authentic Jamaican name. You could probably go with.
Why does all my friend wants me to name my kid with their name?
Does your other friend have a cool name?
Nah, my other friend name is Jeremy and Eves. My friend is Haitian. His name is Eves.
Nah, you can't name after a Haitian.
Right.
Come on, man.
So he's like, my friend was like, nah, man. So other than that, we're trying to.
What's your top three? You got top three? Can you give us your top three? Three names you've liked.
We don't even have a top three. We got a top two.
All right. Can you share them with us?
So I choose Micah.
Okay.
And she wants Lucian.
Lucian sounds a little like that kid's gonna be mean.
You think so? The kids
Lucian sounds like Micah. Sounds like a nice.
man, don't pick on my kid, man. I kick the daycare door. I take it personal. Oh,
I like
man.
Micah,
Yeah, you like Micah?
but for middle name Valentine.
He gonna have a middle name.
Your middle name Valentine though, Val.
I don't have a middle name.
I'm saying your first name is his middle name. Like Caden is Caden Mitchell Chamale.
We'll see.
All right. Well, I wasn't gonna name Caden Mitchell until
I want to end the Valentine, bro. I want to end the Val.
Oh, you don't want it?
Nah, because my dad is Valentine, my brother's Val J, I'm Valentine. I'm like, I don't want the third, I don't want none of that. I just want a whole different, like,
I feel you.
You know,
but legacy, man. That name, you know,
they
that's
got
a strong
the Woodburn already.
Okay. Okay, fair. That's how
Woodburn.
That's how Brandy got me. She was like, "You don't know if you're gonna have another boy. I mean, you know, at least the middle name's got to be Mitchell." Because I was gonna name him Odin.
Yeah,
it was gonna be. Odin was gonna be his name all the way up until like.
For real? No way.
Yeah, we joked about it nonstop. Ramsey. I told her all. I mean, I had her believing. Like I did. I like the name, but I was definitely pulling her leg a little bit because I know that it's not like we're not like Norse or we're not, you know, Icelandic or anything. But then when we were at the hospital, I was like, man, Odin, like your middle name, I like it. And she was like, you never know if you're gonna have another boy. You better name him Mitchell. And I was like, you're right, Mitchell it is.
Hey.
Each to his own. Though. Yeah, each to his own. It was very.
You don't want to have no more kids?
No. Charlie has been a blessing and a lot of work. Okay. She is just watching what Brandy went through with that whole ordeal of her coming so early. It's like, man, I couldn't. And there's like a 20% chance of that happening again. So it's like, ugh. Which I mean, whatever.
Heck no.
Yeah, no. I'm not trying to put Brandy, myself, or my family through that.
Nah, man, you were strong through that.
We got
like nobody knew what happened.
Yeah, I mean,
it was like we're just still coming over like normal.
Yeah.
Like, damn. I don't know if I was. I don't know. Me personally, I would have break. Like, you know, this, bro, because y'all had all that stuff going on, and it was just like normal, bro. Like people were still coming over, hitting the sauna, training. I'm like, bro, and you didn't flinch at all, bro. So I'm like, I was thinking about that shit. I'm like, damn. Me personally, know me. Maybe I need to be more mature, but I would have broke.
I mean, you say that, man, but it's, you know, it's our duty as men to be the strength and be the anchor in the family, right? And
yeah, but how much can you take, bro?
I think a lot of people make the mistake of getting out of their normal act. Like, you know, for me, with everything going so I guess wrong at the time and everything was so messed up, I like the normalcy. I like being able to see my friends still coming over. I like to still help others, even though we had a lot going on. That's my normal. Damn. So for me I wanted to keep everything normal. Everything was changing so much and everything else in my life. And I was having to sleep at the hospital all the time. And like, it was crazy. So what I could keep normal, I wanted to keep normal. Like when I could go to when I got back to Fusion after a couple of weeks, I was happy to be there. And I didn't want to tell everybody and it be everyone trying to talk to me about it. Like I didn't want that. I don't like being, I want people to feel bad for me. So the more normal I could be, the better it was. And everyone's different, but I think that's a mistake a lot of people make when they're dealing with tragedy. They close themselves off their social network. They shut out people. They let the evil take over. I think, you know, like all the bad thoughts take over. So keeping that normalcy for me was probably key, you know, being able to get through all that.
Never looked at it that way.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I'm for sure a social creature. Like Brandy's not like me. If I could have people over every night, I'd have people over every night. I mean, I love it. Go sit by the bonfire, go jump in the sauna, like whatever. So for me, it was very important to keep those people around me.
Nice. You feel like that kind of like keep you balanced?
Yes.
With everything.
Yeah. It was nice to be able to control some shit. Like, okay, no, I can control. I want this to be in my life. I want to still be around these people. And because with Charlie, there was like no control. It felt like, you know, we were just getting bad news after bad news. And it was like, we couldn't do shit. Like we couldn't help. Even if we wanted to, there's nothing we could do.
Man, and y'all was instantly attached to Charlie, huh? The second you find out she was pregnant, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
it's like it's an attachment when you find out your girl's pregnant, right? But it's not
Mhm.
real until you actually see, when you see the baby, whew, you thought you were attached. You thought you were ready to, like, you thought you already felt some kind of love you never felt before until you see your baby.
Mm.
And then when you see your baby, it's a whole another kind of love that, like, whoa, I've never felt this before. This is the kind of love they talk about in the Bible. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think you really understand that kind of love until you see your baby the first time.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be
I'm
dope.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it because at first I was scared, man. I'm like, damn. I never thought everything was. Oh, I never thought because I'm like, damn. I see fighters are still doing it. Fighters still making it to the USA with family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I never thought everything was over. I just like, damn. I was expecting a kid. You know, I was expecting a kid, but I can't wait.
Yeah.
Now, like, as I just see it, like all the appointments, I just from like nothing to like moving around, kicking, you know, burping, having a heartburn. The stomach is moving now. It's crazy. So I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, it's for real now. It's for real. So I'm looking forward to meet my little boy.
Yeah. It's gonna be dope, man. Can't wait to meet Micah too.
Yeah. Hey, you speaking this distance, right?
Yes,
That's
yes.
what's up. I hope you watching, Paige.
Micah. I like Micah Page. One vote for Micah. Maybe we can put up a poll.
Okay, we'll put up a poll.
Yeah.
We're gonna put up a
But
poll.
we all know
Micah.
we all know at the end of the day, just what matters most is what Paige says.
Nah, you set me up for the kill, but no. We come to an agreement.
Okay.
We come to an agreement.
Val said, I'm the animal of the house. All right.
No. I would say we come to an agreement.
Okay, y'all both wear the pants. You both got one leg in the pants. Got it.
Oh man.
Well, man, we talked about fighting and work.
Set me up for the kill.
No. Maybe she's not watching.
Well,
That's a whole nother story.
Share the link.
Did you?
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
It's all right.
Like, how did it go?
Yeah. We talked about fighting and talked about your work, the baby on the way. Do you have time for hobbies outside of fighting? Is there anything you do?
No. No, I don't have any hobbies.
You fish some, right? You do a little fishing.
I don't have time for that.
Okay, but you did. Okay, you used to fish and garden because you bring me over like yams.
Yeah, I used to fish and garden, but I have plants in the back, but it's just to sell.
Yeah,
those plants are just to sell. I just grow those to sell. Also, when I do have a little free time around the house, no, there ain't no free time around the house.
You don't do you don't have one escape. Video games.
I don't play video games.
Neither do I. But that's a popular one for fighters.
I can't get into it. I cannot get into it. I don't know.
You don't watch anime?
No.
God, I'm so happy that that's why me and Val. That's why I fuck with Val.
No, I can't get into. I can't get into the soul subtitles. This guy talking to him in subtitles. I can't get into it. Nothing against those guys. I mean, they're cool nerds, but I don't watch anime.
Okay.
So yeah, but if I should say, if I should have a day where I'm gonna get into some stuff, I'll go fix on the truck. You know what I'm saying? Change some brake pads, change some oil. I get some car work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's hustling. That's it. You grind. The grind don't stop.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'll pull up on you and change your oil real quick.
Yeah. Val just pulled up on us.
Plugs.
Radiators. Everything.
One-stop shop. The only way I won't find out unless your muffler is on below your freaking cabin. And I can't find it. In the Ford truck.
Which truck?
When I thought your turbo went out.
Oh, the other one. Yeah.
I felt crazy. I'm like, dang, bro, I should be able to find that. I felt crazy. I'm like, dang, I really thought there was a turbo, but it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, you've really fixed a lot of things for us. Handyman, like good quality work too. Like you're always.
Of course, my name is on it.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
My name is on it, man. It all gotta be good.
All right, Val. What do you? I mean, you got to be, scrolling through Instagram sometimes, right? Like in your free time, you at least hit the reels and the stories. Like, do you have a favorite conspiracy then? I know those pop up all the time on Instagram right now.
Favorite conspiracy, like how you be posting like Mitchell Chamale and like if I watch your stuff.
No, like conspiracy, like someone saying like people say that we didn't land on the moon. That's a conspiracy because everyone supposedly we did land on the moon, but a lot of people think we didn't land on the moon. So it's like a conspiracy, or like who killed JFK is a conspiracy too.
Oh, so you said what's my favorite conspiracy?
Yeah, like do you have a favorite conspiracy or something that you believe didn't happen that everyone says did happen? The government says it happened, but you don't believe it happened.
Man, the government says a lot of stuff happened, but well, it happened, but they say it didn't happen. How about that? But in our case,
or anything that you think they lied to us about that's a conspiracy.
Government always lie.
They're all conspiracies.
They're lying to us. No, I don't have a conspiracy.
Do you think we went to the moon? Like, do you think Americans, yeah, anyone? Do you think anyone has walked on the moon like they've showed it to us? You know, Neil Armstrong, one small step for mankind, and
I think they glide on the moon. I don't think they walk like in astronaut suits on the moon. I think they'll catch on fire.
Right? Why haven't we been back? That's where I get caught up at. Like, why haven't we went back?
Because we never went in the first place.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There we go. Okay, we can agree on that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you never, no, because there's nothing to go back to. So
yeah, but like if we did it, we'd be back by now building colonies.
You even did it because we ain't did it. We just went somewhere on the moon or someplace.
Yeah, we're gonna have to keep a track. I'm gonna ask everyone that comes on that question, so we're gonna have to keep track of how many people believe we actually did it. Ramsey,
I'm gonna stick with no.
Ramsey, what do you think over there? We got 3 people in the room. Ramsey gives a thumbs down.
No.
So there's 3. Oh, the moon landing is 3-0 tonight. Didn't happen. Conspirators got it.
And that shoulder would have shattered. That thing would have shattered.
That's a long hike too.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, I see all them astronauts be up there for months talking on a thing. I'm like, there's no way I can be in that tin can for months. Mentally, I'll get fucked up.
You gotta be right.
Sorry, I would like cuss on this show.
Yeah, I think it's okay, Val.
Dang, yeah, bro. Like bro, I'm claustrophobic, bro. I can't float. No.
And the food, they ain't got no jerk chicken in space,
right?
Sheesh.
We don't got no seasons, no nothing. Everything come from a can.
Nah,
you know, got no goats up there,
and you know that food ain't no good, man. No way. A bunch of scientists came up with it. Yeah, no way. I ain't doing that either. I would. I think. No, I probably never would. If they made commercial flights to like space available, I think they do. They're real expensive, but I'm good. Like, I'm not gonna be that guy that paid to die.
I see some OnlyFans girl did that one time.
Oh, that was Bezos's wife.
Oh, I thought it was OnlyFans. I just glazed over it. There was someone
that was like that just happened. Katy Perry and a couple other ladies just went to the moon like in the past week or two. Not the moon. They're astronauts.
Oh, but there was all in like bikini and shit like that, right?
No, that might have been a OnlyFans fake Photoshop video.
Oh, okay. Guys, I see some on my Instagram when there was doing some whole bunch of girls going up in the spaceship and it was floating around.
Yeah, but I don't think they were in bikinis though. They were wearing like all blue jumpsuits. It was Bezos's wife, Katy Perry, some other influencer, and
it must have been AI.
Gail. Who was it? Gail King? Yes, she's very upset. People don't think she's an astronaut. Are you that's a good question too. Are you an astronaut if you go to space? Does that make you an astronaut? But they didn't really go to space. They just like touched.
No, man, that astronaut like really get in there. Like I seen the movie where they get out. They get in the movies on Transformers. I see them get out the ships and walk on the moon.
That's an astronaut.
That's an astronaut.
Okay, living in space for 100 days, astronaut.
That's actually get out and walk
fix
on
some stuff.
The crazy stuff. Yeah, move the rocks and stuff. Whatever. That's an astronaut. But if you don't, I don't know. If you just fly up there and just make a U-turn, you're not you're not an astronaut. If you just go make a U-turn, no, you're not.
Okay.
You're not.
All right, I agree with you. I don't think you're an astronaut.
You're just on a
fun
expo trip. Yeah.
You're on a fun trip. I agree.
Park, some crap.
Oh man, well, we're getting ready to close it up. I wanted to ask you, Is there any guys you see on the roster? I know you keep a close eye and you train at Fusion and you're friends with everybody in the state. Are there any guys that you see that you think will be getting ready to go to the next step now? Like any guys you think will be ready for the PFL or UFC, and any of your buddies that fight or training you think will be making the step soon?
Teammates wise,
could be anybody, anyone you see fighting on the scene.
Oh man, my boy Jeremiah definitely gonna be there. I keep telling Jeremiah, I said, man, you start talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Get your name out there. You're 9-0, man. You should be in the UFC you should have been in the UFC. I keep telling him that. I'm really rooting for Jeremiah. I really want to see him doing good. He's a really good guy. Donovan, I really want to see Donovan do good too.
Yeah.
I'm really rooting for him too. The guy is really talented. I go with him all the time in training. Like, he get the best of me pretty much all the time. He's just so consistent when he does.
He's good.
I'm really rooting for him. Yeah. JP making another run again too. He's doing his thing. I want to see guys like JP been around for a long time, so I want to see JP to one of the big shows. You know what I'm saying? Making a little bit of money, making some money.
Yeah.
I'm really rooting for Lucas. I really want to see him make a comeback. You know what I'm saying? Me and Lucas, we don't have the closest relationship, but me and Lucas understand each other just because of our background and where we're from. So I'm really rooting for Lucas too. You know what I'm saying? He's a really good fighter, really talented. Who else? It's crazy, but I rooted for Aaron Walker too, man. We had a lot of ups and downs, but he making a big change to change his life around, and show that hey, he's a good person, man. But I'm really rooting for him too. You know what I'm saying? Get a few pro wins under his belt before he decided to hang it up. Came a long way, man. But other than that, anybody? No, that's all the pros, but all the amateurs, obviously all the amateurs in them, they're killers, man. They're doing really good. Every time we go out there, amateurs are performing there. We always come home undefeated. And so Brian Exilent. Brian is really doing good too. I'm really rooting for him too. He's one of my favorite training partners. Wrestling is crazy. I'm really rooting for Brian too. He's a really good teammate, and I want to see him do good and go far and keep perfecting his craft. It's a lot of them, man. Honestly, man, I'm a guy who I cheer for a lot of my teammates. I genuinely want to see my teammates do good. It's when you see me anywhere, I'm cheering really loud just because I'm really want them to win. It's never any hate when I'm training. It's genuine. I really want to see everybody do good because I know what it feels like, to get a taste of that. So I would love for everybody to taste that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it comes to that, those are the guys that really right there, and those are the guys that I think should get, the next opportunity to showcase their skill on a different platform. Because those guys are really good. I can really vouch for them.
For sure. Those are the guys you're training with all the time too. They're your weight, around your weight at least. I agree. I think a lot of those guys are going to get there soon. I think between now and the end of the year, we'll probably have a half a dozen guys in there across the state, Florida. And I think, we got guys like Apple Pie up in Georgia, who's 6-1. We got a bunch of young guns coming in, making their pro debut, like Jackson Stanford over from the jungle. Cody Cook. Jackson Stanford is about as opposite of a Jamaican guy as you can imagine. I think he's from Oklahoma or Pennsylvania.
Tall white guy,
heavyweight. The last caveman.
Okay, he's really good. Striking is really good.
And then
I think he should move down to 205 though.
Yeah, he probably could. But I argue sometimes that the athleticism and the athletes at 205 are sometimes harder and worse fights than the guys you're going to get at heavyweight. He's pretty athletic guy for his size, and he's fast. I think he'll get more advantageous fights at heavyweight than he would if he went down to 205 because the guys tend to be a little more athletic down there. But yeah, and then Seven Perkins out of the jungle. He's another young kid, Jamaican.
Yeah, I love him.
I'm just going to put this out there, and I've said this 100 times, but Jamaicans are my favorite. Just Jamaicans in general are my favorite fighters.
Man, put some respect on that.
I mean that. Every interaction I've had with Jamaican fighters across the board, whether they're fighting with us or they're fighting for another promotion, like Jason Jackson. I love Jason Jackson. He is just he's just a great human being. Every time I see him, yeah, every time I see him, he's nothing but love.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of really not just Jamaicans, but like all the islanders too. Like a lot of Haitians that I got a lot of love for. Socrates Pierre, Kenley St. Louis, you know.
Shout out to the Zoes, man.
Ginseng. I mean, you know, Ginseng is probably hands down. It'd be hard to argue about him being my favorite. Not like he's an OG now, but he earned it as a pro. A lot of guys started with us in amateurs, and he didn't. He came on as a pro.
Ginseng fought hard. He had a hard, tough one with y'all.
He's fought everyone.
He fought Ramon and Steven back to back.
And he fought Corey Pavo. He's fought, you know, we might have a title fight coming up for him here soon against another young gun. But he's at like 5-1 in his last 6.
Yeah.
You know, he beat
He came back big too.
Flying knee KO. He's got TKOs. He's beat black belt. He's beat, you know, high level wrestlers. He's not an easy night out for anybody. But
no, for sure.
But yeah, man. So wrap up here. The last thing we got for you is a gift. I want to try to give everyone a gift that comes on the podcast.
Oh,
so it's been sitting here in front of you the whole time. It's the Orlando jersey we just had done.
Okay.
It's crazy. This guy wears a medium. He's huge.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna rock it to the next Combat Night event.
For sure, man.
I'm gonna pull up in this on my next fight in St. Pete. Just like this, dripped out.
I think for St. Pete, we're getting no, we didn't. We already got jerseys. We're gonna get some tank tops done.
Appreciate your comment.
Cool. That's it, Val. Let guys know what's your Instagram handle. How can they get a hold of you if they want to say what's up, show you some love, get the line cut.
Oh man, shout out to Combat Night, obviously. You can find me at Val Landscaping LLC on Instagram, on Facebook. You know, call me for your one-stop shop. You know, irrigation, lawn,
trees,
your ass kick, uppercuts, leg kicks, bodies, anything. Just call me. I got you. And catch me in June
21st. Val Woodburn trying to make the return.
Baby.
Here we go, baby.
Here we go.
All right, that's it, man. That was good. That was fun.
Sorry.
Enjoy talking with you, man.
I will.